أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Welcome to lesson number 27 of Ilm al-Balagha, and today inshallah we are going to have a review of all that we have learned. So let's recap everything that we have covered over the past 26 lessons. Inshallah, we learned that there are three types of ilmul balagha, ilmul maani, ilmul bayan, and ilmul badi. We started with ilmul maani. We know that ilmul maani is to deal with the words and meanings, their meanings and the sentences. We should be knowing the appropriate situations when these words with their appropriate meanings are used in the Arabic language. We know that there are eight main areas of study in Ilm al-Mani. We started with Khabar wa Insha, and inshallah, we are going to do the other areas as well. We just to mention that this Khabar wa Insha was the longest of all the other types of Ilm al-Mani, other parts of the Ilm al-Mani. And soon, inshallah, we are going to start with the Zikr wa Hazf. So in Ilmamani, we know that the kalam can be of two types. It can be khabar, it can be insha. We know that khabar are where the all the statements that we see it. So in the khabar, all the statements where it is possible to say whether the speaker is lying or he is truthful. So we can say that khabar is when the speaker is irrespective of who is he, we can say that he is a liar or he is a trustworthy person. We learn about insha that these are statements where it is not possible to say to the speaker that whether he is lying or he is truthful. We also learned that there are two main components of khabar statement or the insha statement. It is the musnad and musnad ilayhi. It is also called as mahkum bihi and mahkum alayhi, respectively. Musnad is the main foundation of the, you can say, the sentence, and Musnad alayhi is attributed to the foundation or the main, you can say, part of the sentence. Then Kalam Khabariya, we learned that there are two types of Kalam Khabariya. It is Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Failiya. Also, we learned that besides Musnad and Musnad alayhi, that are the main parts of any sentence, whether it is Kalam Inshaiya or Khabariya, all the other components of the sentence will be called Quyud. And Quyud can be Adwat al-Shart, Adwat al-Nafi, Mafail, Hal, and Nawasir, and all the other component as mentioned, other than the Musnad and Musnad ilayhi. Also, we learned the two main types of purposes behind a Kalam Khabariya. It can be Faidatul Khabar and it can be Lazim Faidatul Khabar. So, what are they? Faidatul Khabar is, this means to inform someone of something that they were not aware of already, or aware of that already. So, it can be Akalat Tiflu, Shariba, these are the examples. Shariba Ma'an, Kharjal Ustaz. So, here, purpose is to inform someone of something that they were not previously aware of. Lazim Faidatul Khabar is it is just an information that someone already know, but you want to tell them that you also know about that knowledge, or you also have the knowledge of that statement or that khabar. So these Lazim Faidatul Khabar and Faidatul Khabar are the foundational reasons or purposes behind any Kalam Khabariya. However, we also learn about other purposes or reasons uh, that a Kalam Khabariya can have, and that can be istirham, izhar huzn wa tahassur, izhar dafi, izhar fakhr, and izhar of hassi ala say wal jiddi. So, what are they? Al-istirham, you can see from the root letters, Rahim, it is asking for the mercy. When there is a kalam khabariya, that is izharud dafi, that means someone is accepting his or her weakness. Izhar hassi ala sayi wa jiddi, it means someone is having or saying encouraging words to someone about doing hard work and showing diligence in his or her work. Then we have izhar fakhri, means expressing the pride or boast about his or her position. Then you have izhar huzni at tahassur. It is the announcement or expressing the regret or sadness over one's condition. See the examples? We already did these examples of istirham for kalam khabariya. These are all the other intents other than faidatul khabar and lazim faidatul khabar. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. So it is asking for mercy. So here we can see that in this example, and also Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakir. My Lord, indeed I am for whatever good you would send down to me in need. In both the examples, you can see there is no direct wording used as for, you can say, for dua. But still, the intent that we see in this kalam khabariya, in which information is giving, we can see the intent is the rahim, the asking for the rahim. So here we do not see any direct wording for the dua, but still it is for the intent here for kalam khabariya is istirham. Then we have izharud dafi, means the expressing of or the acceptance of the weakness. قال ربي إني وحن الأزم مني واشتعل الرأس شيبا. He said, My Lord, indeed my bones have weakened, and my head has filled with white or gray. So again, this is about Zakaria alayhi salam. His intention is to show his weakness when he said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Qala Rabbi, he said, Rabbi inni wahna lazmu minni washtal rasu shayba. So here again, showing his weakness is another intent of Kalam Khabariya. Then we have the intent of announcement of the regret or sadness is harul huzn tahassur. So it is qalat rabbi inni wada'tuha unsa. She said, My Lord, I have delivered a baby, female baby. So that is like this is about the mother of Maryam alayhi salam when she delivered a female, because she promised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that she is going to dedicate uh, his um, um, his child to in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But when she delivered a female, she regretted or she was showing sadness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why she said, قالت ربي إني وضعتها أنثى. ربي إني وضعتها أنثى. She said, My Lord, I have delivered a female. So it is kind of expressing the regret or the sadness over one's condition. Then we have قال ربي إن قومي كذبون. My Rabb, indeed my people have denied me. Again, this is about Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. Then we have Zahar Hasi ala Asai wa Jiddi, that these are the words, encouraging words about the hard work and the diligence. So again, this is to show someone or to encourage someone using the words to encourage them. This is basically meaning the encouraging others in being diligent. Man talabal ula sahira layali. Whoever seeks to highest goals will spend their nights awake. So like spending nights awake, not in wasting your time, but being diligent in your work. So this is again Izhar Hassi ala Sayi wa Jiddi. Kalam Khabariya, but the intent is to encouraging words. Then we have Izhar Fakh, again a type of intent in Kalam Khabariya, expressing pride or boasting about one's position. Ana Malikun, Ana Ibn Kaza. Like I am the king and I'm the son of such and such personality. Then we learned about the three main types other than Faidatul Khabar, Lazim Faidatul Khabar, and the other intents that we learned. There we see Kalam Khabariya with three types when depending on the emphasis put in the sentence. So it can be al-khabar al-talabi, al-khabar inkari, and al-khabar ibtidai. So these are the other types according to the amount of emphasis placed within the sentence. Khabar ibtidai, when we know that if there is no emphasis in the sentence, and we can say the mukhatib is khalu zain, he doesn't know anything, and there is no emphasis in the sentence, it is just khabar ibtidai. So it can be a simple jumla khabariya with no emphasis. Then we have khabar at-talabi, when we have one emphasizer to in the sentence to enhance or to improve the sentence or to intensify the sentence. Innal muallama qadimun. Here we can see the same mubtada khabar is now changed into ism inna wa khabruha. So then we have Khabar Inkari, where there are more than one emphasizer. It can be two plus emphasizers. Inna muallama lakadimun. Here again you can see with the lam muzahlaka with this. These are two, one this and the other one is this. Wallahi innama al-ikhtibaru ghada. Again, there are two emphasizers. So these type of kalam khabariya are according to the amount of emphasis placed within the sentences. Then we learn about all the emphasizers. We see lots of emphasizers. We learn about them in detail. You can go back to the recordings and you can watch them for your review. We learn about Amma Shartiya, Damir Fasl, Qad, is Jumla Ismiya, that how it puts emphasis in the sentence. Then we learn about Innama, At-Tikrar, Al-Qasam, Noon at-Tawqid, Lam al-Ibtada, when it can be Lam al-Tawqid, and it can, when in the sentence, it is used as Lam al-Sahlaka. Then we learn about al-Huruf at-Taraji. Then we learn about Huruf Zaida, Anna, in Aruf Tambi, Raqdim al-Fa'il, Ma'anabi, and then we learn about Inna as well. So these are all Adwat al-Tawqid when there are emphasizers used in Kalam Khabariya. Alhamdulillah, then we started Kalam Inshaiya. We learned in Kalam Inshaiya that there are two main types of Kalam Inshaiya, Talabi and Ghair Talabi. In Talabi, we learn about Al-Amr, Al-Nahi, Al-Istifham, Al-Tamani, and Ad-Nida. Inshallah, with Surah Sajda, we are going to apply Al-Amr, Al-Nahi, and Tamanni, and Nida. We are going to extract all these four intents. We are not going to extract Al-Istifham. For now, we are only going to check for Al-Amr, Nahi, and Tamanni, and Nida in Surah Sajda. So, also, Ghair Talabi has so many, you can say, intents. It is the non-request when we do not need any answer, or it is Ghair Talabi. That is why it is called Ghair Talabi. We did the three main types: At-Tajub, Al-Qasam, and Siyagul Uqud. And there are so many intents for Ghair Talabi as well, when there is no need to reply, or there is a non-request sentence. In Talabi, we did Amr. We know that it is requesting an action in the manner of authority when using a specific form, that is al-amr. Darbul fi'li ala wajhil isti'lai bisighatil makhsusa. We learned about four main types of amr: fi'l al-amr, isim fi'l, mazdar naib, and fi'l al-amr, and al-mudari maqroon bilam amr. Fi'l al-amr, the normal fi'l al-amr that we usually see. Ya Yahya khuz. Khuzil kitaba bikuwa. This is a normal fail amr. Mudari makrun bilam amr. We see this lam of amr, and we know that it is when it makes a sentence in the this form. It is not in the default form. Now it is changed into the mudari, as you can see in the sentence. So it is makrun bilam amr. We have ism fail amr, that is looks those ism that looks like that works like a fail, but they are actually they are ism because they are not mushtaq, they are ghair mushtaq, and they are really hayya ala sala means it is qabl ala sala, and halumma akbilu it is equal to akbilu. And there are so many. We have already covered this part as well. Al mazdar naib an fail al amr. Here a mazdar is used instead of fail al amr. Like here you can see these are all in the mansoob state. Ihsanan, Sayan, Darban, Ikraman, Fahman, these are all used as masdar instead of fail amr. Then, other than these type of the intents of the amr, we have the additional meanings for the amr, and that is dua. قال ربي أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك. My Lord, grant me the power and ability that I may be grateful for your favor. So this is a dua, Rabbi Firli, and there are so many. This intent here, we Ozeni, here you can see because we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are requesting him. So the now the intent is not amr, it is now changed into a dua, because when we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not an order, it is not an amr, it is a dua that we make to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then there is iltimas when you are addressing someone on your level, like talking to your friend, your cousins, and someone of your age. Then we learn about another intent, that is at-tamanni, wishful thinking of something that will never going to occur. That means not possible to occur. It is a wish. And also, there is a taraji that we learned in uh, also learned in the that talabi, that it is the desire something which is possible, and there is hope. So it is now that will not, those sentences will not be called tamanni, but that those sentences will be called taraji, because there is a desire of something uh, which is possible. So there is a hope. When there is no hope, there is only wish, then we'll say that it is tamanni. Otherwise, it will be called as a taraji. And there are tools to be used for tamanni and taraji. Inshallah, we'll see that as well. When we did tahdid is a warning. When you see there is an intent of there is a fairly inside it, but the intent is a tahdid. There is a warning, and you can see the examples here. A tajiz, impossible or too difficult for someone to do something, then it will be a tajiz. So here, like you can say, وَإِن كُنتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ. So here there is amr, but we know that, and if you are a pagans, Jews and Christians are in doubt concerning that which we have sent down, and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Quran, to our slave Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then produce a surah like thereof. So here the intent is tajiz, because we know that uh, this is a wording of Amar, but we know that it is quite impossible and difficult for men or the jinns or any person to do something that is not possible. So it is for a tajiz. Then taswiya is whether you are going to perform that action or not, it is not going to work. So here you can see Islaha fasbiru awla tasbiru sawa'un alaykum innama tujzauna ma kuntum ta'malun. So it is like you are going to do it or not, it is all the same. It is not going to work. So it is, the intent here is taswiya. Here, fasbiru awla tasbiru. There the wording is but the intent is a taswiya. So here is ha, taste therein its heat. First brew, and whether you are patient or you're not patient, it is all same. These are all the additional meanings that we learn for adwa, al-iltimas, at-tamanni, tahdid, at-tajiz, and taswiya. For talabi, then we learn about nahi, that is the prohibition, and we know that there is only one word that is used for nahi, and that is la nahiya. Also, we learn about the additional meanings other than prohibition, and that is dua. al-iltimas, tamanni, and tahdeed. Like in Amr, we also learn about these intents, like the wordings were in the state of but the intents were different. Now we see la nahiya, but the intents are not prohibition, but it can rather be dua, iltimas, tamanni, or at-tahdeed. Dua, when making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la tushmit, here you can see la nahiya, but the intent is a dua because we are making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now this is not the prohibition, but rather it is a dua. Then the iltimas, the same as for it is a request for someone who is on your level. It can be your cousin, it can be your colleague, your schoolmate, or your friends, anyone. Then this la nahiya in this statement with the fi'l mudari will be intended as al iltimas. Then we again have tamanni, that is again uh, something, or you can say the wish, because it is not possible, something that is not going to occur. That is tamanni. The tahdeed, again the same. It's like a warning. La tote amri, don't obey my command. It's like sarcastically being said that don't obey my command. So it is a tahdeed. The intent is a tahdeed. Then we also started with Al Istifham, that was the longest one in Talabi. We did all these intents for these adwat Hamza, Hal, Ma, Man, Mata, Ayyana, Kaifa, Aina, Anna, Kam, Ayu. We learn about them in detail, that these are all adwat of Istifham and what are their intents. Mostly they are for talab tasawwur or tasdeeq. We learn about talab for the tasawwur, that when an action is confirmed, but we are trying to specify a picture who was the doer in the sentence. Then we have tasdeeq, when we know the person, but we are affirming about the action, that whether the action is occurred or not. So it is these are two, uh, you can say, talab in the istifham, tasawwur and tasdeeq. Then we did tamanni in talabi, and that is wishing for and desiring something that is not going to occur. And the tools for tamanni are laita, if only, ya laita qawmi ya'lamun. Later, then hal, law. These are the three main, or these are the three intent tools for tamanni. Later, hal, and law. But when we see la Allah, remember something important, that if there is a possibility that something can happen, or you to desire something which is possible, there is a hope, then the sentence is no longer called or considered to be tamanni. It will rather called as taraji. And that is why when we use la Allah and asa and la Allah are used when there is hope, or when we are desiring something which is possible. Then we use la Allah and asa. So laita is different from lalla, because laita is only used when something is not possible to occur, and lalla is used when there is a possibility of occurrence or there is hope. Then we learn about nida in talabi. It is calling out someone, and there are other tools that we learn, like ya, and these are all the tools that we learn. And Alhamdulillah, then we started with Ghair Talabi in the last session. In Kalam Inshaiya, we learned about three uh, parts in or types in Ghair Talabi: Tajub, Il Qasam, and Siyagul Uqud. Tajub is like showing the amazement in the sentences. Qasam, when there is oaths, and siyagul uqud, when there are any contract or there is an agreement in the sentences. So alhamdulillah, this is just a quick review for all the kalam khabariya and kalam inshaiya. I hope that this review is going to help you when we will do Surah Sajda. We are inshallah only going to focus on Kalam in Shaiya, and in Kalam in Shaiya, we are not going to do the istifham. We are only going to focus on Alam and Nahi and Tamanni and Nida. So these are the four intents that we are going to see in Kalam Inshaiya in Surah Sajda, inshallah. I'll see you in the next session. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.